Lunar Eclipse 2018 Blood Moon, total lunar eclipse as it happened. Lunar eclipse or Chandra Gran on Friday will be the longest lunar eclipse of the century. The total lunar eclipse will kick off at 1 a.m. early on Saturday and will be over by 2:43 a.m. IST. The total duration of total lunar eclipse is 1 hour and 43 minutes. The lunar eclipse will be visible in India. At this point, the moon is at its farthest point from the Earth. The lunar eclipse is now visible in India. New Delhi, a blood moon will appear in the night sky around the world on the night of July 27th. The eclipse is expected to last for 1 hour 42 minutes and 57 seconds. NASA said that the moon will spend a total of 3 hours and 54 minutes in the Earth's umbral shadow, while clouds are likely to affect the visibility across most parts of India due to monsoons. The eclipse will also be visible from Europe, Africa and the Middle East. It's called a blood moon because the light from the sun goes through the Earth's atmosphere on its way to the moon. And the Earth's atmosphere turns it red in the same way that when the sun goes down it goes red. Andrew Fabian, professor of astronomy at the University of Cambridge, was quoted as saying by Reuters, "Lunar eclipse 2018, blood moon as it happened, 2:45 a.m. The total lunar eclipse is now over and you can head to our main live updates post that has more on the lunar eclipse." Also read, blood moon in India, updates 2:22 a.m. Total lunar eclipse will end in next 20 minutes. However, the partial eclipse will end by 3:49 a.m. IST. While the penumbral eclipse phase will end by 4:58 a.m. IST. 2:05 a.m. The total lunar eclipse will span over 103 minutes or an hour and 43 minutes in total. 1:56 a.m. The lunar eclipse or Chandra Gran started at around 10:45 p.m. IST on Friday and will be over at around 5 a.m. IST on Saturday. The full eclipse started at 1 a.m. IST and will be over at 2:43 a.m. IST. The partial eclipse will end at 3:49 a.m. IST on Saturday. 1:45 a.m. At around 1:51 a.m., the moon will be at its maximum eclipse, which means it will go completely dark in some time. 1:23 a.m. The moon starts to turn red as the Earth completely blocks the sun's light, and this turns a red or orange hue on the surface of the moon. There are at least 2 lunar eclipses every year. 1:13 a.m. The moon has started appearing red in color and is visible with just naked eyes, and this means if the skies are clear you will be able to watch it without need of any binoculars. 1:03 a.m. The partial lunar eclipse is about to start and you grab your binoculars and head to terrace or open place where you can watch the sky. The total lunar eclipse will be visible for a duration of 1 hour and 43 minutes. 1 a.m. July 27th lunar eclipse is special because the length of the totality will be the longest of this century at 1 hour and 43 minutes. This is because the moon will be at the apogee, or the farthest distance from Earth, 406,000 kilometers. Objects in orbit around the Earth move slower the farther away they are, thus it will take the moon longer to cover the distance of the Earth's shadow. 12:52 a.m. The moon is just about to enter the umbra phase in around 20 minutes. During the total lunar eclipse, the moon will be completely covered by Earth's shadow and will be referred to as the blood moon. However, due to refraction of light from the Earth's atmosphere, some wavelengths red of light still reaches the moon and gives it that orange-red color. 12:47 a.m. The moon has started turning red. The total lunar eclipse will start in some time. 12:37 a.m. During the total lunar eclipse, sunlight strikes the Earth's atmosphere and almost all of the blue wavelength and white light gets either absorbed or scattered. As you can see, the moon is not visible with red tint as of now. 12:31 a.m. Earth's shadow is currently cast over nearly half the area of the moon and is gradually enveloping it. In about 30 minutes, people in India will be able to see the total lunar eclipse or blood moon. 12:28 a.m. Partial lunar eclipse is now visible. The moon does not appear to have a reddish tint just yet as it is currently passing the penumbra phase. The total lunar eclipse will begin in about 35 minutes, and during the umbra phase, the blood moon with red-orange color is expected to be visible. 12:14 a.m. 20% of the moon has been covered with Earth's shadow and you can clearly see the moon in red color. This is the longest lunar eclipse of the century. 12:04 a.m. For those unaware, the total lunar eclipse of 1953 was for the longest period with a duration of 100 minutes and 43 seconds. Today's lunar eclipse is special as you can see the moon in reddish tint. 11:56 p.m. Once the eclipse reaches partial stage, then it will be more visible with naked eyes. Well, if you're out on your terrace, then just enjoy the view or dive below to watch the video. 11:48 p.m. In India, the total lunar eclipse will be visible in all parts. However, the cloud could play spoilsport in some states. The total lunar eclipse will start in another 70 minutes. 11:43 p.m. The partial eclipse will begin once the penumbral stage is over. Under the partial eclipse stage, Earth's umbra will start covering the moon. 11:34 p.m. Out of the 7 stages of total lunar eclipse, the penumbral, which is the current stage, isn't easily seen by the naked eye. 11:25 p.m. There are a total of 7 stages of a total lunar eclipse, and for tonight, the penumbral eclipse has already begun. During this stage of lunar eclipse, you can see penumbral part of Earth's shadow will start showing up over the moon. The interesting bit is about to start. 11:15 p.m. In India, the lunar eclipse on Friday will be visible from beginning to the end. However, the cloud cover on majority of cities may play spoilsport. 11:10 p.m. The live stream starts in less than 20 minutes and you can watch the live movement of the moon on the YouTube video embedded below. 11:06 p.m. The live stream has just started and you can see the moon now. For about half of the Earth tonight, the moon will be partially or fully in Earth's shadow, from 1 a.m. IST to 2:43 a.m. IST. The total lunar eclipse is visible in all major regions like India, Middle East, parts of Central Asia and Africa. Unfortunately, North and Central America will miss out. 11 p.m. For those unaware, a lunar eclipse occurs when the moon, Earth and the sun align in a single line. When the moon passes behind Earth and goes dark because of the shadow. 10:52 p.m. Today's Chandragrahan also coincides with Mars's closest approach to our planet. For those unaware, Mars is this close to Earth after 15 years and sky gazers have an eventful night. If today's skies are clear around your area, then you will be able to capture Mars and Moon in the same frame. The Mars is said to be just 5 degrees away from the Moon during lunar eclipse. 10:46 p.m. NASA has started taking general questions on lunar eclipse and you can get started with a team of scientists right away on Twitter. Head to Twitter handle of NASA Moon to get started. 10:41 p.m. In a lot of regions, the moon is referred to as sturgeon, hay, or meat moon. While in India, tonight's lunar eclipse marks festival of Guru Purnima, which is celebrated across the country. As already mentioned, the lunar eclipse will start at 11 p.m. IST. 10:35 p.m. One of the reasons why this lunar eclipse is the longest is partially due to the small size of the moon. At this point, the moon is at the farthest point from the Earth. That's why this full moon is also being said as the longest lunar eclipse of the century. 10:25 p.m. The lunar eclipse will start at 11 p.m. IST and will be over by 4 a.m. in the morning. The total lunar eclipse will start at 1 a.m. IST on Saturday and will end by 2:43 a.m. IST. This is also the longest lunar eclipse of the century and has a duration of 1 hour and 43 minutes. 10 p.m. On July 27th, our Sun, our planet, our Moon, Mars. While the lunar eclipse that this alignment causes won't be visible in the US, you can still see Mars, NASA said in a tweet describing the rare scientific phenomenon. Background: the moon turns dark as it moves into the cone-shaped shadow of the Earth. Some light which is bent by the Earth's atmosphere continues to reach the moon despite being totally eclipsed by Earth's shadow. From the moon one will be able to see the Earth and then it will be blocked by Earth's atmosphere. The rim of the Earth would appear to glow because the light is scattered by the Earth's atmosphere. On the same day, Mars is closest to Earth and is at its brightest, so an orange star can be observed on the horizon. Back Hero product solves back pain once and for all. Read how. Back Hero sponsored links, promoted links. You may like Woke Story Babysitter, hears noise upstairs, so dad checks hidden camera. Woke Story Indo Vikings, free online gameplay. This for 1 minute and see why everyone is addicted. Vikings, free online game. Indo sponsored links, promoted links. Amazon e-commerce workshop, attend $297 e-commerce training. For free, register now. Amazon e-commerce workshop. Window sponsored links, promoted links. Recommended for you. Ex-Big Boss contestant Gisele Thakral goes the Mandakini way, dons a wetsuit and raises the temperature. Indoor tea asked PMO about 15 lakh rupees promised by PM Narendra Modi. Here's the reply. Under golf trendster heartbreaking photos. North Korea doesn't want you to see golf trendster. Undo sponsored links, promoted links.